Get the cake right to the side sex. Leave the fire and the roof stars stuff on it. Grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Do Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Do.
Good evening and welcome to Terrace Talk. And tonight we have a positive show. We have an away win against Northampton Town. So we're all in a positive mood. So we'll start with Tom. How are you doing, Tom?
Really well. Great to be back again. Going to be a really, really positive show after the fantastic result we had against Northampton Town. Big happy birthday to John as well. Happy birthday, mate. Great to see you, Bez, and once again, Lee. Fantastic host, and I can't wait to discuss all the positivity.
Super. So before I go to bed, we need to sing happy birthday to John. So are we all ready? Have we got our vocal cords ready?
Yep. Damn.
Okay. Are we ready? So we'll start with happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John.
Happy birthday to you. Hooray! Hey!
It's John's birthday. It was
that was horrendous.
What more can we ask for, lads?
We're not doing that again.
In the comments, come on up to Rotherham. They signed the best Cam Roman, the 20 sister man on FC. I know the real team is inspired to win. He's playing on there. Good evening, all. Nice to see you all. Happy. Also, happy birthday, John.
Thank you.
My courtiers, I thought last night was bad. Bit uncoordinated, lads. Yeah, just a bit. We're not going to rival Boyzone anytime soon, are we?
No.
So, John, how are you, mate? Obviously, it's your birthday. Congratulations on reaching 50. Proud of you, mate. Sorry, how old are you? Tell the viewers how old you are, John.
35 today.
35 today. So,
yeah,
you had a good day?
I have, thank you. It's a really positive day, positive weekend. Big win down at World Cup final against Northampton. So really chuffed that we didn't, mess it up on Saturday for me. So yeah, I'm really happy. Looking forward to the show. Good to see everyone. Good to see the comments. Roman, thank you for the gifts in the post. I really appreciate it. So yeah, really positive show coming up.
Super. And Bez, how you doing, mate? You was at the game.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I was at the game. It was good day. It was a bit strange kicking off at 2:00, I have to say, and we could actually see the as we were walking back from the ground to the pub, we could see the stadium for the rugby and not too far distant as well. So yeah, quite interesting, but a win is a win. So
super. So I'm going to start with the comments of the Northampton Town manager, who kind of deflected the defeat, a little bit bitter in my eyes. He kind of claimed that they should have been 2 up because he said the goal wasn't offside. Bez, did you think he was onside? I've looked at it back; it's very close.
Well, just to, it's with his comments. I've listened to his interview as well. He does almost admit, don't you, that the penalty's a bit soft, but we'll come on to that later because I think I actually have a different view to you guys, so we'll come on to that later. He says the foul for the goal wasn't a foul for the free kick. To me, it looked like a definite foul. So I've not seen it back, so I can't comment, but at the match, it looked like a definite foul. The offside, it's hard again for us to say now. It wasn't our side, but obviously we're behind the goal, nowhere near in line with the linesman. I would assume that I think he's right. I think it probably was onside because it's not one of them, Joe, when the ball goes into the box and it falls to a player and he's in loads of space and everyone straight away just says offside. It really like that because he was at the back post and he had a couple of defenders not too far from him. So if I had to have a guess, without seeing it back, I'd probably say it looked onside. But Rotherham deserved the win. So it doesn't really matter if they're onside or offside. Rotherham did deserve the win. They were a lot better than Northampton. So you can't really know. And to be fair, he does say that in his interview. He does say.
Yeah, I mean, we was, especially second half, we was the way better side. And you have to give, we've been critical of Matt Amshaw, very much so. But you do have to give him some praise for the substitutes he made. I thought Keane Spence came on, did well. Jordan Hugill, for me, changed the game. Different level compared to Sharif, who I thought struggled. I think when Hugill come on, same as midweek, Hugill changed the course of the game because he actually gives you quality up front that can actually hold the ball up. It's what he does off the ball that you don't kind of see sometimes. Like I said it on my after-match reaction, and I think a few people copied me. But the way he cushions that header down into the path of Rafferty, I beg anybody, even Sam Nombe, with all his ability, no other Rotherham United player has that ability to do that. He's the only player with the ability to spot that header, and he does direct it straight into his path, and it goes. And obviously Rafferty finishes it.
Just on Hanshaw, and I don't want to take credit away from him. I really don't. But a couple of things for me. Number one, I think Saturday proves how actually much of quality we have got in the whole squad. I thought the fact that Spence and Hugill, Nombe came on, I think they would all get in Northampton's side, and they're all on our bench. So I almost felt as though go on, Lee, go on.
That's what I've been saying, Bez. This is the thing where everybody, you're having a go at Hampshire. No. We should not be third bottom of League One with the quality that we've got. I don't think any team, not one single team in League One, would not take Rafferty, would not take Reece James, would not take Dango, would not take Benson, would not take Hugill, would not take Sam Nombe, and then you add Powell onto that, and you add Spence onto that.
Yeah,
that's a strong League One team that should not be third bottom. Now, who do you have to blame for us being third bottom? Do you blame the players for not performing, or do you blame the manager for the tactics not being right? One or the other. You can't have it both ways. We beat Northampton, but with all due respect, I would expect us to beat teams like Northampton. If we're not beating teams like Northampton, we may as well pack up and go home. I mean, we've beat them out, I think, 5 or 6 out of the last 6 times. We beat them last season, and I think we beat them more convincingly last season than we beat them this season. So I don't see it as massive progress. I'm happy with one. It's positive. I'm happy with the changes he's made. That was positive at half time. But come and see me in another 6 or 7 games, and then if by magic we start beating some decent teams, then I'll say I'll hold my hands up. I'm sure learn on the job, and he's learning from his mistakes. But I'm not quite convinced that will happen. But I hope it does, because I'm happy with one, and I'm happy that I'm sure does deserve the credit. And now, when I give the manager rating, I'll give him a high score, because I think he did go in at half time, and whatever he said and the changes it's made has worked. And that's all you can ask for from a manager. He doesn't play the game. He can only affect it at half time and when he makes changes. And he's done that. So I'm going to praise him for that.
Yeah. And just one other thing, which you probably won't be able to tell or watch it on that TV. When Nombe came on, it made a massive difference to the whole set of fans, the squad. He could have took the ball twice, for all I know, but it made a massive difference, honestly. All he did really was chase loose balls down the wing. That's all he did, and it made a
Powell was brilliant in that position. I'll just go through a few chaps. Dedication, being on the pod on your birthday. Joshua Caswell, that's why he's the GOAT. Put some respect on Hugh Goat's name. Fully agree. You're living rent-free in their heads, Busher. There's an absolute obsession. We're top 12 on paper. Yeah, we're top team 12 on paper. I totally agree. Joshua. Tactics, as soon as Powell went out wide alongside Denzel, were flying into the box, and Baptines reminded me of Reg. High praise from Joshua Caswell. But yeah, I totally agree. I was a bit shocked when I saw Powell playing on the left. I thought, what's going off here? But it actually worked. I don't know if it'll work against better teams when he's got to defend. But for a team like Northampton, we shouldn't be worrying about defending anyway. So I think it's the right thing to do. And I think anyway, in League One, we shouldn't be worried about anybody. Let's set up as though we just want to win the game. That's all I ask. Because we're capable of beating anybody. And I mean anybody. To people talking about Cardiff, they've got beat. Bolton got whooped by Burton. This league is absolutely terrible. So we should be in the mix come the end of the season. Tom, obviously, I'll come to you with your thoughts. What were your thoughts on the game? Nolan's comments, do you think they're justified? I mean, I watched it back and it does look like he's slightly onside. I think if there were VAR, it may have been given, but he can't moan about that when they've been given a penalty as soft as that. I know Bez was at the game. He thought it was a penalty. I didn't think it was. I thought the guy's just felt a brush and he's gone down. Too cheap. The penalty should not be given for that. And then he was moaning about our free kick. Well, free kicks happen, and your goalkeeper needs to be better positioned. I'd be more worried about the position of the goalkeeper than whether it was a free kick or not. I think he just came out with a bitter statement, really, of why he's lost. Because really, we did dominate them second half. They can't have any complaints that they've lost the football match.
No, I think basically what he's doing is, like any manager would, he's sticking up for his boys and his fans, isn't he? Saying, look, if this had gone our way, it'd be a different result. I think we fully deserved the win. I don't think it was a penalty. I think was it maybe yourself, Lee, or maybe John said Premiership referee is going to give penalties like that.
Yeah, I said that because they do. You see them, some are given, and in fairness, Nolan did say some are given, some aren't.
Exactly.
Let me just answer that, because obviously it's myself who says it was, and I'm disappointed that none of you have said that when you've watched the highlights, you've not seen me in the crowd, because when we score the second goal, the camera pans to a section and I'm right in the middle, like literally can't miss me. Anyway, where we were, where we were, the foul was given literally directly in front of us. Like it must have only been 10, 15 yards away. And I've watched it back on the highlights, completely agree. It looks like he barely touches him, the lad goes down. The reason why it's a penalty is because Jules does trip him. Their player's foot gets he catches.
Yeah, I know you messaged me.
It is a penalty. I'm telling you. I'm not just saying that. It definitely is a penalty at the game. Yeah. It is.
Tom, your thoughts on it?
I mean, okay. If it's a penalty, it's soft. Is that a lower league penalty?
I agree, Tom. I'd agree it was soft. But I'd want it as a penalty for us.
Right. No, that's fair. I do think the offside, I can't call it personally. But what I will say is that we were the better team, certainly in the second half, and it was fully deserved. Benson's free kick was good, but I think the goalkeeper was shocking. I mean, if you get beat top bins, fair enough, but not bottom sort of middle left. Do you know what I mean? I think he could probably do better with that, but I don't care because we scored the goal and we go on to win it. And I always say that when an opposition team scores against us to go ahead, I've got no confidence in us coming back into a game. I didn't quite feel that on Saturday. I thought we could win that game, and we did. But, and this is the but, we've beat Northampton away, which is a bonus because we never win away, do we, currently?
We won last season away, though, there.
Yeah, true,
Yeah,
true.
this season, yeah.
I mean, this season, it's good to get the first win away, but it's against Northampton. Northampton aren't great, are they? So, look, listen, it's an away win. Positive. On to the next. Let's see what we do in the next away game, shall we? That's all I'm going to say.
Super. Some comments coming in. I'm just going to read through these. So Joshua Caswell, tactics. As soon as Powell went out wide alongside Denzel, balls were flying into the box. But I've read that one out. I've read it again. James Hewitt, what position do each of you think you'll end the season? So I'm assuming Joshua's probably a Northampton fan. So I said we'd finish third the start of the season, and I still think we will finish in the playoffs. Bez, where do you think we'll finish?
Yeah, I still think we'll finish mid-table. But I've dropped it slightly. I think I had about 12th to 14th. I'm going now more like 15th, 16th, I'm afraid.
John?
Yeah, I think I went 10th at the start. I think we'll be there or thereabouts, if I'm honest.
Tom?
If we have a bit of luck with injuries, I'm pretty confident we'll finish 6th or 5th. 5th or 6th.
Super. Joshua Caswell, we took it to Bradford and they are top half. They won't finish top half. Bradford.
No, they won't.
They will finish.
Mid-table.
Yeah, they'll probably finish slightly below mid-table. Depends what they do in January. Jonathan Shear, great team performance Saturday. Finally, what we deserve to see. Absolutely. And I know this guy personally, Jonathan, he goes all over watching Rotherham. So I'm happy for people like Jonathan and Bez that go all over. They deserve that victory. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Wrighty, a bitter scouser, never. Yeah. Bin dippers are always like that. Nolan. Kelly Bobs, I saw Bez shouting and bawling. So were you shouting and bawling, Bez, there?
It looks like it. I'll probably having a go at manager at first half.
Joshua Caswell, sorry, but it's never a pen. He fell before the trip. So yeah, some people sort of disagreeing on the penalty. Kelly Bobs, I was sat on my settee.
Yeah,
Joshua Caswell says 18th for him. He thinks we'll finish 18th. If nobody's aware as well, we've drawn Swindon Town in the FA Cup at home against Swindon Town at the New York Stadium. Tom, thoughts on Swindon Town?
So what?
Happy with that draw?
At home, yeah. Swindon away would be a bit of a trek for the ones going away. I was desperate for Carlisle away because I live near Carlisle. But Swindon, Ian Holloway, they're flying high in League Two. It'll be a tough game, that. I mean, it would not surprise me if we lost that because I don't think it'll be on if Matt's still in charge, his lists of things to win, basically. So, look, Ian Holloway is a good manager. He's got them playing well. At our gaff, we've got a chance. I think if it was away, we'd almost certainly lose that. So, look, I'm all for a cup run. It's all about the third round, isn't it? It's who you get in the third round who you want. If you can get to the third, if you're gonna, get through the first round, we get knocked out in the second round. It's essentially pointless. But you need to get to that third round to maybe get a big money tie. So look,
John?
I'm like,
Yeah, it's a game we can win. With it, I think all you can ask for in the first and second round is a home tie, unless you've got some sort of link to like Carlisle or something, where you obviously you'd attend the game, but you can only really hope for a winnable home game for me.
Yeah.
I don't like playing the non-league teams because that's always a banana skin. So I think Swindon at home, it's as kind of draw as you could hope for. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I think I just hope we go out with the intent to win, not just be like, oh, it doesn't really matter. Let's focus on the league. If you know what I mean by that. I hope he sets up to win. And then, yeah, definitely. I mean, that League Two side in the Poppadom Cup gave us a few scares, though, didn't they? So, yeah, we should win that easily. League Two, League One, we've got better quality. And it gives the chance again for the non-bays who are still coming through back to full fitness to get more minutes in the legs. I think it's a good opportunity for injuries to come back as well.
Super. Bez, you happy with the draw?
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you, Lee. I think it could have been a lot worse, is what I'd say. At least it was a home tie. At least it was a game that we can win. The lowest in the league. Unfortunately, I do get flashbacks though to last season where we played a similar side in Cheltenham at home. Similar sort of area, Cheltenham and Swindon as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if we did lose, but I do disagree with what Tom was saying, where about manager possibly not taking much interest in it because it's not important. Now, the fact we started so poorly, unless we got an absolute amazing run in the league, you're almost writing off top six already. So because of that, firstly, you should be going for an FA Cup. Bearing in mind that Rotherham have not really had a run at FA Cup in my lifetime. That could make his name, I'm sure. If he can get this club to a 5th round or a 6th round, that'll get fans on his side. So I think he should go for it, personally.
Oh, no, I completely agree, Bez. You should go for it, but you've got to get to that third round, haven't you? The third round is the one where you start to make a bit of money. Especially if you get an away day when I was saying to Lee earlier on the show, when we went to Man City, when we lost, what was it, 6-0? But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'd love the last sort of FA Cup run I can remember. I was at the game. It was Rotherham v Southampton, and Richie Barker diving in it.
Yeah, League Cup.
Yeah, that was quality.
It was.
I remember playing Newcastle as well. At
Yeah, on Saturday's game. Do you think the turnaround, albeit slightly lucky, admittedly, the turnaround on Tuesday against Oldham, has that had a massive impact on Saturday's result, do you think?
No.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just intrigued, that's all.
No, just purely because I think the Tuesday game, it was relief. He had to throw the big guns on because we'd messed up big time. And I think had that second goal gone in, where it could have been offside, I think we'd have crumbled. Because I think once they scored that goal again, we saw the usual trait. So we was on top before the goal, slightly. We were slightly the better team. I thought it were two poor teams the first half, if I'm totally honest. They scored, and then we kind of, as confidence dropped again. And that's where I've got to put this win down to I'm sure at half time. Because they come out the second half totally different.
I guess I was thinking more along this lines here. So, Joe is, I think it was, I think one of us said that when we went 1-0 down, they thought, I think it was Tom actually, they thought, oh, here we go again. Heads will drop, will not come back. But I just wonder if the comeback on Tuesday has instilled some confidence, and that's how the players got the win on Saturday.
It
So I
could
agree.
have,
Yeah, I think you could be right, Bez. To be fair, I do. I mean, we all watched that game on the Tuesday. And to be fair, that second half were a different animal. Bit of luck as well. So maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. Maybe think, hang on, we can come back and do this, and they did. So I'm all for that.
The good news is we wasn't having that at all a few weeks back, where we conceded and that's it, it's over. At least we're starting to see a bit of fight, and that's all we kind of asked for as Rotherham fans, is a bit of fight and a bit of passion, and I think we got that. I think Spence as well. I think we've got to try and get him into the team, because I think he was quality when he come on. If we can keep Benson fit, he's just, for me, him and Dango, I'd probably say we've got the first and second best midfielders in the league. I generally do believe that. When they're fit, I think Go struggled at the weekend, but I think it's because his position is probably, his best position is probably the position that Benson was playing. You can't play them both there. So I think Go was kind of sacrificed, and his position and his performance was slightly affected by it. But I thought Benson, when he's playing like that, you can't move him from that position. He's got so much quality on the ball. He unlocks defences. He is our sort of modern day ball lasser, if you like. Somebody that can pick a pass, somebody that can open a defence with one pass, and a player that when you get a free kick, you actually think, like I was predicting the future, I predicted the goal. I said, as soon as the ball put down, I tweeted it, this is going in. And what happened? It went in. Because I know the quality he's got. You can see it. You can see it in his passing. He has got a football brain, and you can see why he's played games in the Premier League, because he has got ability way above League One level. He should be playing in the Championship at the very least, for me. Just go through a few more comments. Joshua, cup run for us? No. He wants Hull or Man United in the third round. I think his missus is from Hull. Your missus from Hull? I'm sure she is. I'm sure he told me before. I'm sure he messaged me and said she's from Hull, so it's probably why he wants Hull. Man United, I can understand.
Beatable game, that Bushy, innit?
Yeah, it'd be a very good game. Who would I pick? Rotherham, obviously. Kelly Forbob, yes, confidence builder on Tuesday. So, yeah, agreeing with Bez that it was a confidence builder, so that's really good. Until January, Bushy, then he'll be recalled. Dango, I'm assuming you're talking about that. Selection headache for Matt Amshaw this weekend with Martha and Lenny back. Plus side gives us very strong bench, which, that's a great comment from Kelly Forbobs, to be fair, because that is a selection headache. Because I think, for me, you've got to try and get Spence in there. So who do you drop? Probably McWilliams. I thought he had a quiet game. But
He did.
Yeah. But yeah, it is an headache, a good headache to have. Lenny back, Martha back. But I would go with the side that started the second half personally. So with Hugo and Spence on the pitch, I would go with that personally. And I don't know. He's had a lot of travel, Martha, so I don't know if he's going to be fully firing, but he's a great sub to bring on as well.
Yeah, just on Sheriff actually as well, because I don't want people to write him off, because he did.
No, he's a young lad. He's a young lad. They're going to have blips in form, and that's the thing. I personally would play Hugo till he gets knackered, and then bring Sheriff off to run it.
But I don't think it's that anyway. It's more what I was going to say was, so Sheriff, he was playing up top by himself on Saturday, and he didn't really know what to do. He can only play in a two. So if you are going to play a one, it has to be Hugo or Nombe. I don't think you can play Sheriff as a one.
Yeah, I don't think with the way our team's set up, we've got anybody capable, other than probably Nombe. I think Nombe is the only one that could play up on his own. He's got the pace and he's got the stamina to chase the balls down. But I think we're much better with two. We shouldn't be playing with one. We're not in the Championship playing better teams. We're in League One playing against Northampton. I don't want to be disrespectful to Northampton, but I expect to beat teams like Northampton. It's not rude to say so, I don't think. Joshua, yeah, she is. And my stepdaughter, so his stepdaughter is also Hull City fan, so that's and they live there. So,
sorry about that, Joshua.
Yeah. Scott Kent, after the goal went into our shell a little, the changes and tactical switches helped massively. Northampton was dead on their feet after 60 minutes, and there was only one team going to win it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. I don't think the Tuesday night played a part in it. I think when they scored, our heads dropped again because we started playing absolute pony for the majority of the second half. It was absolutely awful, and I thought, oh God, here we go. But then I think we have to praise Matt Amshaw. I think the result is down to his team talk and tactics, bringing Hugo Spence, and obviously he's had a word at half time and they've responded, which is good, because the last thing you want is him going in there, having a word, and they don't respond, because then that means he's sort of lost the dressing room. And I think what I liked the most was the players' reaction, because it seemed like it meant something to them. You look at Hugo and players like that, there was absolutely buzzing when that goal went in. And that's really good that we're starting to build a team spirit. And hopefully, like I said, I don't want to be coming on here mourning that we're losing football matches and asking for the manager to lose his job. I want to be proved wrong. I want Hampshire to do well. I want the team to do well. I just want us to be where we should be in League One. Where for me, we're the Manchester United of League One. That's how I see us. We should be fighting for the top half of the table. We shouldn't be accepting any less. And that's why my standards are like that. And that's why sometimes I can be harsh on my review of the game. A few more comments coming in. Kelly, much more positive this evening, chaps. Amazing what 3 points does. It does. It alters your mood, because like we are going to be doing a show recently where we're going to talk about mental health, and it, as daft as it sounds, because all of us love the football club that much, it does affect us mental health. And as much as we want to be positive on a podcast, sometimes you can't be. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I said after the Oldham comeback that we will give Amy an extra life and also kick us on. The players, when Benson scored, were going mad, and so they should. Aaron McConey, Man United of League One. Is this not mid-table? Is that not mid-table? Well, Man United are mid-table, yeah. But we're bottom 3 at the moment, so we'll take mid-table and then we'll move on to the top like Man United will. Shelley, sorry, again, I know Lee has even praised Matt Amshaw. Must have banged his head. No, listen, I'm not manager FC, yeah? I'm not going to justify poor performances and being third bottom of League One. So if you want to call me that I'm hating Matt Amshaw when we're third bottom and we've won 2 games, I will do. But I'm not like the cult that will then, when you have a good performance, say anything other than praise the manager, because some people would refuse to praise Steve Evans when we smashed Charlton to bits. Much better team than Northampton. We absolutely pulverised Charlton and they got promoted to the Championship under Steve Evans, and the same people wouldn't give the praise to the manager. Well, I'm different. I will praise where it's due. He deserves the praise this weekend. Happy days. I'm happy. I don't want to be upset and my weekend ruined because Rotherham United's lost, because that's what's been happening. The performances haven't been acceptable, and the crowds have proved that. So you can moan at me all you like. I'll be the scapegoat for trolls on Twitter moaning at me because I have an opinion. But the opinion of the fans is the one that speaks the loudest, and the attendances have dropped like a stone. So people aren't wanting to pay and watch that rubbish at times. But we've won a game. I'm happy, but let's just have a level, calm head. We haven't got promoted by beating Northampton. We're still third bottom, okay? So we have to have a sort of a realisation of where we're at. A few more. Mental health show. I like the sound of that. When will that be? So that's going to be on the
22nd, you said.
22nd, yeah. 22nd, that will be. So, yeah, tune into that. Will be really good. Football saved me years ago, and now whilst I'll have my battles, I'm in a better position. So that's good to hear, Joshua. Obviously, I know you've had your struggles, mate. And like I say, I would recommend tuning into that show. It will be really good, and it will give an insight to who I really am as well. I think a lot of people build me up onto Twitter and social media of some fun that I'm not actually that person. I actually am a family man. I'm a father. And I've got feelings too. So I accept. I cause some of it myself with my opinions, and that's it. I don't hold any grudges against people, so it is what it is. Right here, 6.5k there against Bradford, despite the attendance announced. We sold 250 tickets on top of the season tickets. What does that mean?
Can I just add something real quick about the end of the game on Saturday, Bushy, if that's all right? So
Yeah.
I think it's the first time, and I think you touched on it briefly, it was like almost like a sigh of relief, like that pure joy, the players running towards the fans, actually engaging with the fans for the first time. But I watched the game, and I haven't seen this at Rotherham for a long time, and since Steve Evans' days, they all gathered in a group, and they were almost like, they had that group
there was
chat, didn't they? Yeah. Steve
that's
Evans used to do that before, after every game, and I haven't seen it under Matt Hamshaw, and I think that's a really good positive way for. It's almost like we just need that boost to say, "Come on, lads, we can win games." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it obviously came. Amshaw came over to the fans and give it the fist pumps, which Steve Evans absolutely got slated for when he did it. But there you go. But yeah. Fantastic. That's what we want. We're going to run through FootMob's player ratings quickly. So unless we disagree with them, we'll just move straightly on. So Cam Dawson got a 7.3. Are we all happy that I thought he was fat? I'd have given him an 8, if I'm honest. I thought his actual coming out, because they put a lot of crosses into the box, and Dawson come out and caught it.
Yeah.
Did anybody...
In terms of shot stopping, he didn't really do anything, didn't need to anything, but he did come and collect when we were under a bit of pressure, 3 or 4 crosses, especially when in the first half when we were attacking the far side to where we were sat. So yeah, I'd probably give him a 7.5 to 8, me personally, which is about where he scored. So.
Yeah, Rotherham Gaming says 7. Joshua says 7.5. Aaron, surely after 2 games and having the guts to come back, you'll start to see a lot more consistency to dig deep in the trenches, almost like a catalyst. Yeah, I hope so, Aaron. Yeah, I do. That would actually be fantastic, because I really do hope this pushes us on. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, I do want that to happen. Poppy, proud of you for the mental health show. It's such a brave thing to do.
Yeah.
Using a brilliant platform. Thank you, Poppy. Jonathan Sheard, 7.5. So, yeah, I think FootMob's got that about right. They did it 7.3. So, yeah, absolutely. So, before I do all the scores, who was everybody's man of the match? Because FootMob has given somebody totally different to what I would have given. So I'll start with Bez. Who was your man of the match, Bez?
It's a great question, and there are a lot of choices in there. I actually gave it to Josh Benson. I thought, yeah, it's easy to give it him because he scored a fantastic free kick, which was the winner. But in the first half, I agree, he didn't really get involved a lot. But that's
Second half, he wanted the ball all the time, though, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Second half, he just controlled that midfield, and he was the reason why we were creating chances. So, Josh Benson for me.
John?
Yeah, I agree. Benson for me, and I said it in the after-match report. We keep him fit. He's going to take us places in this league. His quality, you can see it written all over him, can't you? Really, that. And I know you can give it. Yeah, it's just because but the second half, he's really just growing into that midfield. You can just see it, can't you? Like the confidence is coming out of him slowly. He believes in his ability. So I think him, Gore, and Powell are going to be a real strong unit going forward.
Tom, about you, who you put on a match?
I'm going to side with Bez and John Benson.
Yeah,
Benson.
How about with Benson?
Match winner. So you know what, Benson for me.
Yeah, Joshua says Hall, but Benson was a close second. Shelley, would anyone play Joe Powell out wide on the left?
Yeah, I'll answer this one. So we had a conversation last season, me and my group of friends, and we thought that you could play Joe Powell at left wing back. Yes, like it has worked after one game, but that's when we were dominating. We've got to see what he's like when we're under Kosh defensively before I think you can actually say, yeah, he's a left wing back. So until that moment, I'll say he can play there, but I want to see him defensively first.
But Bez, I think against the majority of teams, we should be better than. I agree. But Cardiff away,
I
think it's genius to play him there because I think he is better on the wing because I don't think he can tackle very well.
He can't.
And I think he gets bullied a bit in midfield. So I think if you put him out wide, he has got great delivery and he's got a wonderful left foot. So I think it makes sense to play him there.
I think you're right. Like the average team of play, we should be dominating. Like if it's Cardiff away, you don't play him at left wing back, do you? But 99% of games, I agree. Then we should play him at left wing back. Yeah.
Yeah. Joshua says I'd play Powell at left wing back. Kelly Forbobs, Joe Powell in place of James? ?
Yeah, it would be because you can't play James anywhere else, unfortunately. Now, I actually don't mind James personally. I get the only thing that lets him down is he's inconsistent and he defensively can make mistakes. But the goal he scored against Oldham proves that going forward he's actually very good. That's a great strike from a fullback. I don't think you can have many fullbacks who've played for Rotherham who can score 25-yard goals. So he must have something.
Yeah. Shelley, not left wing back. I mean, further forward on the left.
Again, we don't play wingers, do we, at the minute? So I don't think
let Reece James overlap him. Joshua says James has been quality. And James Cross as well too, Kelly Forbob. So it's another positive because it's another selection headache, which we haven't had. So as much as we can debate it, I think it's a real positive that Matt Anshaw's got, that he's got some selection dilemmas where actually he's got to make a choice on who he's picking there, where before I think we just had to pick whoever we wanted.
So Lee, then just quickly, so based on what you've said, do you think that Joe Powell will start left wing back on Saturday?
No.
Okay. Why is that? Why do you think that?
I just think he will stick with James there, and I think he'll stick with Powell in midfield, where he was before the change. I don't know, unless I'm wrong, I don't think he did that intentionally. It was just how the cards sort of happened on the game. But if he did, it was genius. But we'll see if he did it on purpose, if he selects him there. Because if he doesn't and he goes back to midfield, you can tell it was just kind of get out the shit type of move. Mighty Miller, Evans actually had Powell playing left wing back during the Scotland pre-season camp, but we suffered injuries in midfield up there, so he got moved back. Yeah, that's a good point from Mighty Miller. He did, didn't he? I forgot about that. Yeah, great point, Mighty Miller. Yeah. Joshua Caswell says no, he doesn't think he'll play him. Same as us. Kelly Forbobs, Matt, I'm sure hasn't been in the position hasn't been in this position selection wise.
True.
Yeah, that's true. So, like I said, the time is now. He's got his players back, and there's a few players that have given him a headache for the next game. So it's absolutely fantastic that we've got that headache coming up. So it's down on the manager then. Powell needs to be benched. I think he has been struggling, but second half, you can't bench him after a second half performance like he put in. I don't think. I know he hasn't been at his best, but I don't think I would drop him personally. Kelly Forbobs, I just want Thomas Holmes back now. Yeah, I think if we get Thomas Holmes back, that could see us really push on for me. Yeah, because he will lead the young lads at the back. So you could play Holmes with Raggett, or you could play Holmes with Baptiste, or you could play Holmes with Lenny, and he's going to coach the young lads as well while they're playing and make them obviously better players. So yeah, it's all positive from that. So we're going to go on to the next player rating. So by FootMob, this player got the man of the match, 8.3. He got the same score as but they gave him the man of the match, and it was Joe Rafferty. Do we agree with 8.3 for Joe Rafferty?
I mean, you can see the reason why he's being given it. It's mainly because he played the whole 90 minutes, didn't do anything wrong, not scored a goal. That's the reason why he got it. I mean, I to be honest with you, I think I'd have given him an 8 myself. I'd have probably given Benson an 8.5, and I would have given Rafferty an 8. So I half agree with FootMob giving him a high rating, to be honest.
Yeah, I would have gone 8.5 personally. I thought he was quality. I thought his energy, he led as a captain for the first time that I've actually noticed. Because I think before I'm like, why has he been selected captain? But he seemed to be talking to the players around him, really geared up he was. And for me, his celebration as well, which I think Joshua just said, his celebration alone deserved a 10. You're going to get a 10 off Bez, let me tell you that. I said 8.5 for Rafferty. I thought he was.
If he'd have jumped into the crowd and come directly for me and give me an high 5, I'm still going to give him a 10.
And his shirt.
I knew that was Bez. Turbo Tom, what do you rate Rafferty? 8.5 or the 8.3 is FootMob's man of the match?
It's between the two, innit? I think Rafs has done all right, to be fair, and I saw an interview with him today saying that he scored 2 and 2 now because of the cross that he put in against Oldham where they hit an own goal. No, do you know what? I'm actually been impressed with him. So, look, captain's performance, defender scores a goal, you're doing well. And, I'd go with that. I won't give him man of the match. I'd say he was the second best man of the match.
Super. John?
Yeah, nothing more really. I agreed to what you've said there, Lee. It's like you're living in my brain. It was that real captain's performance. I don't think for me.
John. Don't forget.
Yeah, that's it. I disagree a little bit with Dave about the goal being high rated for the goal. I think he was generally good. And a real, you could see the leadership quality there. Obviously, he's got a higher rating because of the goal, and it was almost like he was shocked to be there and score. If I'm quite honest, it was like whoa. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, eight and a half.
There's obviously quite a few replays like on the internet, like some are from the crowd, some are actual proper replays. If you watch one of them, you actually see Rafferty. He literally like jogs into the box and then he sprints to the back post. So he actually, honestly, I noticed it. So just have a look back at the goal and watch his movement for the goal. It's brilliant.
I watched it live, so
yeah, and he seemed to be all over the place. Rafferty did.
Yeah, it was. But I think that's what we've been missing overall. Like that, like you were saying about Holmes. You know, that like real leadership.
Yeah,
and like he's really stepped up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Rotherham Gaming says 8. Jonathan Sheard says 8.5. Raf's leadership arrived at last. Test Riggs, evening boys, joining a little late tonight. Up the Millers, happy birthday, John.
65.
Great for 65. Bless him.
I've aged 15 years.
He got a 6.9. Do we agree with that?
Who's that? Sorry,
Zach Jules, 6.9.
Again, for me, it's the yellow card situation. I'm sick of saying it. He's a liability. I'm sorry, he is.
Yeah.
He also, whether you think it is or not, he gave the penalty away as well.
No. Not this.
Rotherham Gaming says 6. He said a 6. Joshua says he hates Jules. Tom, what about you? 6.9 fair?
Yeah.
Or 6?
Yeah, he gave the non-existent penalty away, but whatever.
And he got another yellow card. I would give him a 6.
Card.
Yeah, I'd give him a 6.
I'm looking forward to. I think he's going to have to play again with either Baptiste or Lenny going forward until Raggett comes back or Holmes. So he's going to be one of the 2 centre halves that we've got, unless he gets more yellow cards and gets a suspension.
Yeah, because Rafferty is close to being back now as well.
So there you go.
Back on the grass. Jonathan Sheard said 6. Need to see him get back to last season's standards. Baptiste, what would we score Baptiste? He got an high score. He scored at 8.1.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He got another yellow card, and I don't know. I don't think
Go on, Tom.
I think Baptiste will go on to do great things in the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, obviously that dink into the box for Hugo.
Oh yeah, I forgot he got it. The cross to Hugo.
The assist.
Yeah.
That little dink. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that was a major contribution to the game. So
it was
whether he meant that, and I think it was Josh Caswell said he reminded him of Romani Edmonds Green. I can see a bit of that in him. Do you know what? He's young. He'll learn, and do you know what? He's only going to get better, that lad. So, yeah, I'll agree with that rating. Definitely.
Rotherham Bob Gaming says 7. Joshua Caswell 7.5, but showing real promise at times and reminded me of Reg. Yeah, I loved Reg when he was with us. He's not
great class.
Yeah,
I know. We should have signed him. But anyway.
So next one, 7.3. Reece James. We agree with that score.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Myself. Yeah, he played a 1.5, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm.
Rotherham Bob Gaming says 5. Joshua Caswell says 7. Yeah, I think that's about right. I'd say about a 7 for him. Josh Benson got the same score as Rafferty, so 8.3. But obviously he wasn't. We've agreed that with his score really that I think he was man of the match.
Yeah.
Joe Powell 7.6 for Joe Powell. Rotherham Bob Gaming says 9 for Benson. Joshua says 12.
12. Oh God.
Yeah, so people really getting up for Bend It Like Benson. We need to get some T-shirts made. Bend It Like Benson. We'll get them on his channel and we'll start selling some Bend It Like Benson. Yeah, so yeah, he got high score. So Powell 7.6. Are we happy for that? Jonathan also said 9 out of 10 for Josh Benson. Yeah, so the fans are kind of backing a 9 with him.
I'm just glad. Oh, sorry.
No, go on, John. You go on, John.
What I was going to say is I'm just glad it wasn't Powell that took the free kick and it was somebody else, because I could just imagine
Yeah, I would like
a Powell free
Put it
kick
down.
would not have been a goal.
Put it down.
You were-
Powell.
yeah.
You're not even going to take it.
Yeah, we were laughing actually, like in the crowd. Obviously, we're waiting for him to take the free kick. We were laughing, thinking it'd be right funny if Powell ends up taking this. Just on Powell's rating, I think Powell probably deserves an 8 because a lot of people have praised him and he was out of position second half, arguably. So I think he probably deserves an 8 for me.
Well, I'm shocked. Because I'll tell you why I'm shocked in a minute. I'm not about Powell's score, but the next one. Free kick was quality of Cole Bramall with Powell.
Yeah.
6.5 for Powell. I think that's a bit harsh.
A little bit.
I think he's definitely high. Maybe 7.5, 7 point. They've scored him 7.6. I think that's about right. Don't think the one I am shocked at, because he got a higher score than Powell, was Dan Gore. He got a 7.8. Does anybody agree with that?
I think
he was any better than Powell.
Yeah, I think that's a sense of how good Dan Gore is. So like when he plays well, he's unplayable and he gets like an 8 or a 9 or a 10 out of 10. But because we're used to seeing him so well that when he turns in a average performance, we think he's struggled, but the rest of the world, if you like, think that's a great player. So I think that's where his score comes. He wasn't terrible on Saturday. I would say he deserved a 7.
Yeah, I didn't say he was terrible. I just thought he was a bit quiet. I just didn't think
he was. Yeah,
better games. Bob says 7. Now he gets a tidy. No goal was tidy, but he gets a 7. Yeah, I'm thinking 7, but he ended up getting a 7.8, so he was higher than Powell on football. So I think that for me is not right, but maybe so.
Dan Gore's first name on team sheet for me at the minute.
Yeah, needs to be prioritised and signed. Man, you don't want him.
Yeah.
Go goes unnoticed. It's off the wall. Off the ball work is brilliant. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, he's my favourite player. I'm not gonna lie. Dan Gore is my favourite player with Sam Nobby and Jordan Hugill. They're my sort of favourite players, really. Denzel Hall, he got a 7.
Fully agree. I think he was okay. So yeah, a 7. Yeah, I agree.
A 7. Yeah, everybody happy with a 7?
Yeah. Fine with that.
Sean McWilliams got a 6.5. I would give him a 6, me.
Yeah.
I think he was back to his old club. I actually think he was trying a bit too hard, to be honest with you. Sometimes you can try a little bit too hard and it weren't paying off for him. And I think it was a symptom of that. So, yeah, I agree with Joshua there. No one really noticed him. So, at a 6.5, probably fair. I don't think you can give any Rotherham player 6 or below, not after a good win. I don't think you can anyway.
True.
No. Rotherham Bob Gaming said a 6. 7.5. I think that was for Hall.
Yeah,
Joshua Caswell also said a 10 for Hall. I don't think he was.
He wasn't a 10.
On to Sharif. Footmob give him a 6.1. I think he really struggled. I'd probably give him a 6.
We've already said him, haven't we? Yeah, already said him, haven't we, really?
Yeah, I mean, a Northampton fan posted on X that he asked who our number 21, because it looks like he's playing in Wellies.
I saw that, yeah.
which did tickle me, but he's only a young lad. I think he will he is going to be a good player. There's no doubt about that.
But like I said in the pre-after-match report, he was on his own up front. He had no service. You could see it was night and day. Will he was playing with Hugh. He needs to be in a two-striker formation. When he scored his first goal at New York Stadium, he was in a two-striker formation and he was playing out of his skin. And you got to remember, right? He's like you say, he's a young lad and he's just come back from injury.
Yeah. No, I've got no issues with Sheriff. I do like Sheriff. I think he will score goals as well. But I think, like Bez said earlier, you've got to play him in the 2. And I think you've got to manage his minutes. I don't think you can be sort of expecting him to play full 90 minutes and be. He's a young lad learning his trade. His body's growing, all that type of stuff. I think we've just got to nurture him and get the best out of him.
That's where Hugo doesn't get enough credit for me, because Sheriff was up front on his own on Saturday and really, really struggled. When Hugo plays and doesn't necessarily have the bad game, you wouldn't say, well, Hugo really struggled. He tends to hold the ball better. So sometimes you've got to appreciate what Hugo does, really.
Because when we play that one up front, Bez, it's like a graveyard shift.
Yeah.
I don't think any player in our team is capable of playing it other than Nombe.
Yeah.
If you're going to play one up front, you've got to play Nombe. You can't. Hugo can't do it. He hasn't got the pace to do it. And then he gets criticised by the fans because he's not running around like a 20-year-old striker.
Completely agree with you.
And if he wins a flick on, what's the point? Because there's nobody up with him.
No.
So a lot of the time where people moan that Jordan Hugill is trying to win fouls, that's why. Because if he wins a foul, it gets you a foul up the pitch where you can then progress up the pitch. That's part of that role. But people that don't watch football properly don't understand that role. So they think, oh, he's just diving, trying to get a free kick. When you're playing a lone striker role, that is the tactic. That is what he's being asked to do. You think Matt Amshaw doesn't tell him to do that? Of course he does.
Yeah.
And so did Steve Evans when he played him as a lone striker before. They're there to hold the ball up, win free kicks, get your team up the pitch. That's what they're told as a striker to do. But when Hugo does it, he gets slagged off because he's diving or he's looking for fouls, because that's the tactic of that position. Unfortunately, he's the quality when he plays in a 2 because he's got somebody to nod it down to. And I think now Nombe is back, Hugo and Nombe, I think that will be frightening. I really do.
I mean, you saw a glimpse of it on Saturday, and it looked excellent. So,
yeah. Shane McWilliams should have scored early doors. Great crossing from James.
Yeah, free header, really.
Hugo's a between the stick striker. Yeah, totally agree. He needs to be in that 6-yard box, causing havoc. He holds the ball off. He can lay it off to Nombe. Nombe can do the running of the channels. I think it's a match made in heaven. And I think if we are to have a good season, Hugo and Nombe need to be our front.
Agreed.
And then we bring the young lad on. Looks like Kitete is done for. So, I think, and I don't really believe Josh Kowode is going to get fit either. I think he's done for as well. Jonathan Sheard, Hugo's performance Saturday was superb. The role he played in the second half was unplayable. Totally agree, Jonathan. I think people are now sort of seeing. I mean, I even had Kev message me saying Hugo changed the game, and he hates Hugo. So
really, you got to get that photo frame then, Lee. I
will say he did say it. We had a bit of back and forth, and he messaged me on WhatsApp, and he said that Hugo changed the game. So I'll give credit where credit's due. I've heard ACL for Atete. Yeah, it's over, mate, for Atete. So
we don't know the injury, do we? We don't know what it is.
Anything but like the free kick. I did drop that story before the local press again. So
we're getting a story by Christmas.
Yeah, you got to read it behind the paywall, lads. So on to next. We're going to talk about the subs that come on and change the game. So Jordan Hugo, what score are we giving? So Footmob give him 7.1. Do we agree with that?
That's a good score. Yeah, that's
I'd give him an 8 for me.
Yeah. Rotherham Gaming says a 10 for Hugo. He
can't,
was,
I don't think unless you come on and score an hat trick, I don't think you can get a 10 for playing half a game.
Joshua also says a 10, so there's a few coming in with 10 for Hugo. I would go same as Bez. I would say an 8. I think he has to score a couple to get a 10 just for one half.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, I think he was absolutely quality. I'm shocked at this score, both scores, to be honest, because these are way under what they should be. Jonathan Shear said a 9. So yeah, people are giving Hugo some respect. Yeah. I know he gets a lot of stick. He's like Mama. He's like me. Innit? People hate me as well on Joshua says he's the GOAT. Simple. Tete will be fit again by the time you've gone That's tweet of the night, by the way. Mikey Miller, you've got tweet of the night. That's absolutely fantastic. That has tickled me. Tickle Bez as well. He loves that one. 10. Let's not get giddy. Yeah, I think 10's a bit much, to be honest. But yeah, these are ones. These next two are going to really shock me because I totally disagree with them. I definitely think Kean Spence, Footmob only give him a 6.5. I thought he was quality when he come on. Tom, what about you? 6.5?
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Spence. I think he's a proper attic kind of midfielder. So I think you got to remember these ratings that Footmob give. They don't actually look at the game. They just look at statistics within the game and who had possession and who did what.
Yeah,
I wouldn't read too much into them. So no.
Rotherham Bob Gaming says 8. Joshua Caswell says 7. Jonathan Sheard says 8. I'd agree with Jonathan Sheard. I'd say it was an 8.
7 for me. 7.
7. Tom,
between 7 and 8. To be honest with you.
Yeah. John.
I think it's a really good position again to be in for Matt Hamshaw, and I'd love to be a fly on the wall on selection for Saturday because he's got a real nightmare picking a midfield at the moment, hasn't he? But 7, 8, yeah, he's a good little quality player.
Right, guys, I'm not going to give this score out. I'm going to ask people to guess it. Don't look at football, though.
Just remember what I said about Nombe. Just remember what I said. So I've not seen the score, but we all know that it's going to be low based on what you've said. But just remember what I said about when he came on. He didn't actually do anything apart from run down channels. So I'm not actually surprised, to be honest.
Okay. Right. So, Tom, what would you have scored Sam Nombe for his second half performance? I'm not going to read the score out till after, but...
After coming back from injury, and as Bez was saying, running the channels, which is key. It's what you do out of possession as well. I reckon that Footmob will have given him a 6.3.
Oof. Nope. Josh, Bob Gaming says 7.5. Nombe gets a 6 for me, but he's a 7.
I'd still give him a 7, but Footnoff will have probably given him like a 6.1 or 6.2. So I think Tom was pretty close.
So Footmob give him 6.1.
Yeah. Like I said before we started the ratings that when he came on, it was a huge lift to the players on the pitch and also the fans. Obviously, the fans sing that song which they love, and they were singing it constantly. But he didn't really do a lot. He literally just worked hard and ran the channels. That's all he did. He didn't have a shot, I don't think. I don't think he beat a man. I don't think he won a header. Don't think he won a tackle. But he did do some important things which were running the channels, which no one else, like you said, Lee, no other striker in our team's done that. So it does make a difference when you've got a player who's willing to do that. One thing I would say quickly as well is he looked quite fit. Didn't look like, because I was concerned that I brought him back too early and he would look injured, but he did look really fit to be fair to him, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, super. And then the final one, obviously football doesn't rate this one, but we also rate the manager at the end. So Matt Amshaw, I'll start with Tom. What would you rate Matt Amshaw's performance as the manager for that performance?
First half, not very good. Second half, better. I'm not gonna gloss over this. I'm gonna give him a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Rotherham Gaming says 7. Joshua Caswell says 7.5. John, what about you?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much on the thereabouts. I think that half-time change was very. I like to see that positive change, and I've been very negative towards Hampshire and his tactics and his changes. So and I said this in the aftermath of the review. I said it's good to see him just say, "Let's change it. It's not working." I'd say 7.5, definitely. Yeah.
Bez?
I'm even an 8 because I think, Lee, you've always said, haven't you, what you've been concerned about is when we're in a game, the first half, the game's really even or Rotherham might be on top, and second half comes along and every single manager has outfought Hampshire. Well, this time, our manager outfought their manager, I thought, so you should give him a higher score for me, so 8 for me.
Jonathan Sheehan, 8. Great tactical changes at half time. Joshua actually using his sub. So I'm going to give him an 8.5 for the tactical changes that he did at half time. And he also, I listened to his interview, and what he said in his interview was selfishly wanted to get him into half time because he knew the heads had dropped. He'd actually spotted that and he wanted to get him into half time to get into them. So I know he's actually thought their heads have gone. I need to get them in, get them off, speak to them, make some changes, and he did it at half time. He didn't wait 20 minutes, he didn't wait 15 minutes. He actually did them. He had the balls to do it, and I think he deserves all the credit for that result. We're quick to judge him, like everybody says. I'm baffled by people's opinions that they think I was going to be unhappy that we won because they clearly don't know me as a person. I never want Rotherham United to lose, ever. Even if it's in the Poppadom Cup, as John calls it, or the League Cup, whatever you want to call it, I want us to win, okay? So I didn't want to lose, so I'm sure loses his job because that's not the type of person I am. I don't feel anybody should lose the job, but when the team's had 2 wins, we've been playing as poorly as we're poor. I've just called it out as honest as I can physically give it. That's all. It's my honest opinions. I don't ask these guys to make any other story, to agree with me, to suck up my arse like John's been accused of. Don't ask for any of that. All I ask for is, and apparently Tom is my other account, even though he's alive, he's there, he's a real person, but apparently that's me. It's just baffling. When the team plays well, like we did the second half, we didn't play well for the full half, and let's not bear no bones about it. It's only Northampton Town, yeah? But I will praise the team and I'll praise the players who have played well. Same as when we've had poor performances, we have praised the players on here. We've praised Dan Gore no end when we've lost. So it's a nonsense to think that we're going to just be negative and complain about everything. We're not. We just want the team to do well, and that's it. So we're going to wrap the show up shortly. We're just going to go through quickly our predictions for the next game against Leyton Orient. With all this positivity, I want to get your thoughts on the game and your score prediction. So I'll start with Bez this time. Bez, Miller's win, surely.
Yeah, so Leyton Orient are a tough side. I really like Richie Wellens. He's another manager I would take if Hampshire did get sacked or left. Leyton Orient have just done with Doncaster 4-0. But because Rotherham are a bit of a roll, it's not just the Saturday game. You know, you could argue there were some positives in the Radford game. they came back against Oldham and now they've won Saturday. I'm going for a Rotherham win, and I think it's the first friction of a win for me this year. I'm going for 2-1 to Rotherham.
2-1, Bez, yeah?
Yeah.
Love the positivity, Bez. Well done.
Who's going to score? Who's scoring for you, Bez?
I'm going to go Nombe and Hugo.
Ooh.
Oh, can you see my sheet from here?
Oh, yes.
Is that what you said?
Well, I'll come to it in a minute.
Okay.
John?
You make a good point. It's not just Saturday, it's the Cup, it's the Thursday game, Saturday. I think a cheeky little 3-1 Rotherham. Keep my birthday week going, you know?
Tom?
Yeah, we're going to batter them idiots on Saturday. They beat
Caravan Club.
Yeah.
Caravan Club.
The Caravan Club. Stand up. Anyway, a bit of House Martins. Now, look, we're the Caravan of Love. We will beat Leyton Orient 3-0 on Saturday. Goal scorers will be, in order, Denzel Hall, Sam Nombe, and Jordan Hugel. 3-0 Rotherham.
Well, somebody's been looking at my sheet because.
What about John's goal scorers? What did you mention?
Who are your scorers, John?
I'll go Hugo. I'm going to go for Gore, and I'm going to go for Benson.
Cool.
Super. So I'm sure you guys have been looking at my sheet. So I'm going for a Rotherham 3-0 victory. Hugo will score 2, and Sam Nombe will get the other. So 2 for Hugo, 1 for Nombe, 3-0, easy. Go through the comments, some positivity. I'm actually going to go to the game. So 3-1, Hugo Hatter. Oh, mate, if we get a Hugo Hatter, all 3 of us will come on the live stream naked.
Hey?
Hang on.
It's done. Sorry, guys, it's done. Obviously,
I'm not available.
You can't show the bottom off, lads, so don't worry.
That's all right.
You can't show the bottom off.
I could do the peg dance. I could do the peg dance.
Absolutely not.
We'll have to be doing gym this week, mate, because if it's 3-0 and Jordan gets an hat-trick, there we go. Jonathan Sheard, 3-1. Kelly Forbobs, will Richie Wellens be their manager on Saturday? Yeah, he's been linked away, hasn't he?
Blackpool, yeah.
I don't think he'll leave Orient for Blackpool.
Well, the reason is because obviously he's a legend at Blackpool, though, isn't he?
Started at Blackpool.
I wouldn't let me flipping dog go around there.
You'll laugh at this, actually. I've actually got a Blackpool shirt with Richie Wellens on the back.
Oh.
I thought aren't Luton looking at me as well? Or are they going for?
Yeah, they just employed Jack Wilshere.
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. I know he's not been a manager, so you could argue it's similar to Amshaw, but he's built quite a good career from coach. I think he's had like 10 years, like Arsenal, Norwich, etc. So I think he'll do well for me, Wilshere.
Yeah. Agree with Bez on the scorers. Jonathan Sheard, Scott Kent, 3-1 Millers, Benno, Nombe, and Hugo. Aaron says birthday week.
Yeah.
Bring on the Hugo merch. Yeah, we need to get some Hugo merch.
Where's his top? Where's your top, Dave? Where's your top?
Hugo. Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo.
Look.
There you go. He's disappeared.
Disappeared, mate. Mate,
there you go.
Yeah.
There, look.
You turned into Joshua Cody. Disappeared.
I knew you'd say that.
Yeah.
An own goal.
Pep Empire 1-0 Rotherham, win own goal by the other team.
Take it.
I'll take it.
and
Hugo.
then Joshua Hugo. So yeah, absolutely fantastic show tonight, guys. Thank you to Tom. Thank you to Bez. Thank you to Birthday Boy, who's made an appearance on his birthday. So we do thank him for that. Like I said, don't give these guys any sort of stick if you see them on X or anything like that. You can direct the stick to me. I can take it. It's not a problem. I've got used to it. I've had years of it now. So, yeah. But thank you to everybody who's been watching. Thank you to everybody in the comments. You are the reason that we do this, for fans that actually want to talk the truth and have an open, honest discussion with each other. That's why we do it. We're just fans. Our opinions mean as much as any other fan. In the grand scheme of things, not much. But we have his opinion. We love his football club. And I'm going to say we win away. Up the Millers. Thank you for watching.
Come on, boys.